Main Events have contacted Golden Boy about a proposed fight between Curtis Stevens, who's obviously with Main Events, and Peter Quillin, who's with Golden Boy. And according to Main Events, they contacted Golden Boy about it after Peter Quillin's defense of his middleweight title. And they proposed it, and the representative at Golden Boy said, I like the fight, or we like the fight, and we'll send it up the flagpole and see what they say. But Main Event stipulated they can't be any options. Okay, we don't want to give away any options. So if we win and we walk away. And they haven't heard back from Golden Boy since. So obviously some of the Golden Boy was happy about the fight, but they wasn't happy about the stipulation that there can't be any options. There can't be any tie-in to have to fight on Golden Boy or on Showtime or whatever the case may be, should Curtis Stevens win the fight. Now, they did have a fairly decent explanation as to why they didn't want any options, why they didn't want to negotiate with options, Main Events that is. They said basically that Peter Quillin has no one to fight at the moment. He's got a lack of opponents within his network anyway at middleweight on Showtime. He's got a lack of opponents. So if Curtis Stevens was to beat Peter Quillin, they don't want to be tied in to a possible contract with Showtime or whatever, given the fact that there's no opposition there. There's very limited opposition. So they don't want to be in the same position that Quillin's in, basically. So that's a fairly decent reason to not want any options on a fight with Peter Quillin. At the end of the day, Peter Quillin is a world champion. Yeah, he might not deserve the belt, according to a lot of people. He might not be a very good champion. Some people call him a paper champion. But at the end of the day, he has the belt, which gives him a certain amount of bargaining power. And it's very unusual, unless you're a mandatory challenger, it's very unusual for a world title challenger to be able to get a title shot without any options. That's very unusual. So I can see both sides of the story, but like I say, Peter Quillin, he ain't fighting no one right now. There's no one within the Al Heyman or Showtime situation there at middleweight for him to fight seemingly at the moment. So what's he going to do? Where's he going to go? Who's he going to fight? Curtis Stevens would be a good fight. Yeah, definitely be probably a step up, to be honest, compared to the guys, most of the guys that Quillin's been fighting. I suppose Rosado's kind of on the same level as Stevens, but anyway, drop your comments below. Let me know how you feel about the whole situation. Would you like to see Curtis Stevens against Peter Quillin, or perhaps Curtis Stevens' previous opponent? I can't remember the guy's name. He's from the Bahamas. Please forgive me, I can't remember his name, but he was very close to beating Curtis Stevens. Maybe he could get a shot at Peter Quillin. Who knows? If not one of those guys, who else should Peter Quillin fight? And I've said previously, and I'll keep saying and saying again, it is possible to do cross-network fights for a fighter of one network to go and fight another fighter of a different network. If the desire is there, if the two fighters both want it badly enough, these fights can get done. But assuming the two fighters like Golovkin and Quillin don't want it enough, and most people would assume that it's Quillin who don't really want it, then who should Quillin fight within his own network? Who should he fight on Showtime, or who should he fight that's at least not associated with Top Rank or whatnot? So drop your comments below. Let me know how you feel about the whole situation. This is Hatman. I'm out.